Hi guys, welcome to VITrendZ Chennai. I am Anushka from first year's CSC branch. Let's start with the today's problem. We are given with the n values and we have to write a program to print a special rectangular pattern with the dots and stars. When the value of n is given 5, the rectangle will look like this. Basically we have to print this pattern. We have to make a pattern printing program. For the input line we are given n and the output we have to print the pattern of the appropriate value of n. Let me explain how to make this pattern. The expected output is something like this. I have divided this output in a grid-like format to explain you. First we have to take the n value for the input. We have to make the pattern of with the length of value n. See, basically when we have to print this line, we need 3 or 4 dots and 1 star and again 4 dots. So what we have done, basically we divided the whole pattern into some sections. Let me just show you. The first section is divided. This is the first section of our program. We are doing it separately. This is the second section of our program. Let me just highlight to explain you. This is the third section of our program. And this is the fifth section of our program. Sorry, fourth. This is the fourth section of our program. This is the sixth section of our program. And the left one is seventh section of our program. That is this pattern. These dots are the sixth section of our program. Now let's try to understand the code, how it's working. Let me pick up the color. Yeah, we are given the n input, so we are given a print statement to print dots up to the n minus 1, because the loop starts from 0 to n, that is 4. 1 2 3 4 5. So we are printing dots up to the n minus 1. Then we are concatenating the star, that is basically this. This is 4 dots, then star, then again we are given the adding this concatenating dots format at the end. So we have done with the first section of our code. Then we are moving toward the second section. We have to make this kind of pattern. For this we are using a for loop. The loop is starting from the first value. So we are given for I in range 1 up to n, that is 5. It will take, the loop take one value lesser than the original value, so it will take up to 4. So 1 to 4, this will print something like this. We are given the 4 up to 4 values. Then we are given another nested for loop, that is for j in range. We are declaring this is basically for the row. It is for the row and this is for the column. Then we are given a value up to starting from the 0, because the pattern is starting from the 0 column, and up to the n minus 1 minus n minus I minus 1. That is basically n is 5. In the first case I is 0 and minus 1 is 4. It goes up to the 4. Then we have to print this dot After that, this function make it in the same line. After this, when it is done, this pattern will be printed. Moving toward the third part, that is this. We gonna simply give a print command star and give it in a same line, so it will look something like this. In the fourth pattern, we are basically, when we basically examine this shape, this is making an equation that in which row it's present, twice of the row minus 1 will be the number of dots. Let's take an example. That's it. It's in this is the second row. So if we double the row and make a minus 1, that is 4 minus 1 is 3, it is equal to the number of dots. Similarly for this, it is in the third row. 3 into 2, that is 6, minus 1 is equal to 5. There are 5 dots. 1 2 3 4 5, as you can see. So we have given the equation. We will multiplying the number of dots with this equation, making this in the same line. And after moving toward the fifth part, we are doing the same process as the third, printing the star. And for the sixth part, the remaining one, we have to do the same process. Now let's do it in the terminal. First line is take some taking and input. Right. We change the language. This n equal to int input. Now we are printing the first section, so commenting printing first part. So we simply give the command print dot with space, because the output is with the space, into n minus 1. Then we gonna concatenate the star, and again we concatenate the same dot patterns, that is space dot multiply with n minus 1. Now let's check with this first. As you can see, the first line is printing as it is. Now let's print the second part. Printing the second part. We have to use a loop for this. So nested is for I in range from 1 to n. Then for j in range, that is column in range starting from 0 to n minus I minus 1. That's I minus 1. Then we simply print the dot structure that we are doing. Print the dot comma end to make it in the same line. Let's check this first. Oh, we also have to do this. Wait. Then we have to print our star. Oh, star, sorry. Then end with the space. This is the third part we are printing. This is the third part. Let me just add the comment. Printing third part. Now we are printing the fourth part. Printing fourth part. print dot space, then multiply with this the equation 2 into ith position minus row minus 1, then make it in inline. Now we are printing the fifth part. Print the fifth part is *1. We have to repeat the process and equal to. Then I am printing the sixth part. We have to keep a print space dot multiply with n minus I minus 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's working. 2, 3. Yeah, it's working.